Shout out to Cats Pod.
A good defensive play for Montana State.
Touchdown, Tommy Milan is electrifying.
Welcome to the Cats Pod. What's up, Podcats? We are back. And I don't know about you, Eric, but the air is feeling a bit thin up here because we are at the top of the mountain. We have reached the peak. We personally, us two, had so much to do with it. We have reached the peak. Atmosphere's a little thin up here. Just looking down on all those grizzlies and all those bison and all those redbirds. Just it's tough being up here on my high horse, right on the top of the mountain. How are you feeling, Eric Lofton?
Well, Ben, things look just a little bit prettier, and they smell just a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And all in all, life is just a little bit sweeter right now.
Oh, it's
if
very
I'm being
sweet.
Totally honest, just a little bit sweeter, and we can look back and we can say it's over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding you, man. I'm a fan of a lot of teams, and this is the first time I have ever won it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I've ever won the big one.
One time. All you needed.
I've been let down by the Minnesota Vikings I don't know how many times. My Cyclones kill me in basketball just about every single year. The Phillies. But you know what I have to fall back on?
What's that?
The Montana State Bobcats.
And they do not disappoint.
My pride
They
and
do
joy.
not. Yeah.
My pride and joy, my alma mater. The Montana State Bobcats have done it. They had a wicked road from start to finish. Started off the season playing a team in the semifinals of the college football playoff and ended it with a national championship.
Yeah. So many spots that we could point to throughout this season as well. Just starting off 0-2, like you mentioned, and then just the gauntlet that happened towards the end of the season through the playoffs. The Grizz twice within a month, and then you finish off with this Redbird team that was just acting like the Terminator on Monday, and against every team possible, they just refused to die no matter how many times you hit them or no matter how many shots you get in on them. That team refused to die, and we talked about that last week, and it was the exact story during the game, and it wasn't pretty, but the Bobcats are national champions. None of it matters. We ended the game with the score higher than theirs. That's what matters.
Yeah. The tail of the tape does not matter. All that matters is that it's our name in the rafters, and we get a banner, and we get a trophy, and those guys get rings, and we get to brag about this for, hopefully we're not waiting another 41 years.
Hopefully not. We'll see. We'll see.
But I feel like this is a good place to start off with. You brought up Illinois State. We always pump the Cats up and crap all over the competition. Doesn't matter who they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to win by a million.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is Illinois State's a team that went in to Fargo and beat the Bison in their own backyard.
Mm-hmm.
They played every week of the playoffs. Convincing wins. That's a good football team with really, really good players and some nasty lines.
Yeah.
And the Bobcats still managed to find a way to win. And the cool thing to me, Ben, the coolest thing of the whole freaking game is that when it came down to it, they didn't just roll over and die.
Oh, yeah.
You know who saved the day? Money freaking Miles Sandstead. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Definitely did a lot. And just like you were saying on our episode last week, give me the guys that are clutch. Okay? Yeah. And there was a lot of mistakes made. Nobody's denying that. Nobody's saying that there wasn't. But when push came to shove and there was one play to make a play, one clutch moment in order to do it, Justin Lamson and Taco Dollar got it done because they are just straight up clutch individuals. They needed it in that one play.
Yeah, I mean, this game was full of insane efforts across. I mean, everybody on the team, but specific certain individuals had moments in this game that were just insane. Justin Lamson was unbelievably good. I mean, that guy has. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's just ice in his veins. I mean, you can't rattle this dude. They're putting 8 dudes in his face, and he's still making plays. Taco Dowler was unbelievable. You know, Chris Long looked fantastic out there on the D. And then, you know, you have Jace McMillan blocking a field goal, and you have Hunter Parsons blocking an extra point. Like, it's just they never gave up on themselves, and they continued to believe in the mission. And that is a Brett Vegan coach team if I've ever seen one.
It was one of the most stressful games I think I've ever watched in my life. I think it might be number one. I think that's number one for most stressful games I've ever watched. I'm thinking like personally playing in sports and stuff like that. I don't know if I was ever as stressed out as I was during that fourth quarter, because my heart
no doubt.
Just it was like a cartoon. You could have seen my heart just pumping out through my sweatshirt. It was just going a mile a minute, and I was just trying to figure out, like, okay, what do we need to do to get this thing done? What do we need to do? And it just kept stacking up against us. Overtime hit, and just all of the plays that we'll talk about. Like I'm getting ahead of it and just talking about the last one, but there was so many little steps throughout this game that led to this win on both sides, and it was just electric. If I am so jealous of fans, nationwide fans, that had no idea what this championship game was going to be and just happened to flip it on. Like you got a treat. You got a treat and a half.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, this one there is absolutely no doubt that every person watching that game was just as excited as we were and just as on edge as we were. And I think it made the ending that much more special, to be totally honest with you, because I know where I watched the game, there was several of us in this house, and when they lined up for that extra point, that place went ballistic. And I mean, I feel like that was everywhere. Everybody was so amped up and so on the edge of their seat that when that extra point goes through, every single place that had that game on went ballistic. And if you were a Redbirds fan, I feel for you, because that would be the worst way to lose.
And this,
the absolute worst.
And it was kind of poetic and kind of a journey, like the end of the journey matched the beginning. Because if we look at the way that this team started on this real national championship level run, it was when we lost to NDSU at home in the first round of the playoffs. Yep. In 2022, the first year we started doing this podcast, and we lose a game with the exact same score because of a blocked extra point. It was the exact same game. Slight variation in the possessions, but the fact that was the way that this national championship ended, and that was kind of the beginning of this whole chip on your shoulder, we're going to be a national championship type team, it's just poetic that it ended up that way.
Yeah. I mean, it was special. I mean, absolutely special. I will say, I would like to start a petition.
Okay. I think I know what this is about.
That's to get our boy, friend of the show, Marcus Monaco, a raise for the job that he's done over the course of the season. We started off the year with some hiccups on special teams. You know, there were some blocked punts in there.
Some mixed extra points.
You want to talk about like a complete 180 of an entire unit?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you don't have to worry about, you know, your punts are going to be good. Your punt returner is the best in the business. And they managed to block 2 kicks at the absolute most pivotal time. That's just a job well done to Coach Monaco. I mean, serious hats off to him.
And also, on top of all that you just mentioned, Jabez Woods did a fine job in the kick return game as well. He got
Yes, he
us
did.
extra yards every single kickoff, it felt like. And a couple of those were good runs where we were starting on the 40-yard line. So it's like those things are all down to those special teams plays. And you are exactly right. Special teams was a monster in this game.
It was the literal difference in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was, and we said it on the last episode that it was going to take all three phases to win this game,
Mm-hmm.
and we both thought that the Bobcats would have the edge on special teams. And sure enough, we have a kicker that can make his extra points,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't.
Yeah. They had a kicker that had been playing for 2 weeks. I don't know how that happens. I kind of want to know the story behind it, but also season's over now, so I don't really care that much.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't imagine losing the way. I mean, we've been there, and it really does suck.
But we've never been there in the national championship. Like, that's a whole different level.
Yeah. I mean, to lose the Natty that way has to just be such a brick, because that was a special effort Illinois State put out there. There's you can't take away anything from that performance. It was just when it mattered most, we had guys come through and they didn't.
Yeah. There's guys made plays. Yeah.
Yeah. That's just the fact.
Yeah. Should we break down kind of the first half and just kind of run our way through the game for the stuff that we haven't talked about already?
I mean, I feel like the course of the game was kind of like a roller coaster. We really started that uphill climb.
Yep.
Climb, and then you go back down.
Yeah.
And then climb, and then you go back down, and then you will go down a little bit more and a little bit more, and then you start climbing.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the fourth quarter, you're basically at the bottom. But what you didn't know is that overtime was going to shoot you to the tip top and drop you like a freaking hammer.
Exactly. That is what it was.
So
and it was,
we go.
Yeah, if you look through it, it really was back and forth for the entire game. Like, the Cats were holding on to like a 14 to 7 point lead for the entire game, including that masterful little last possession of the first half where we saw 3 of the best passing plays that we've seen this season, including Dane Steele. Like, it was one of those moments where I'm like, okay, there's 54 seconds left. It's about to be halftime. Okay, we're just about to finish this thing out. They'll probably run a couple plays. We'll see what happens. And then it was boom, boom, boom. We're in the end zone. It was crazy. I was way overconfident in that moment. Way overconfident.
I mean, if you want to just, take the first half, kind of, give or kind of describe it a specific way, I would say it was surgical.
Yeah.
The Bobcats were unbelievably good.
The passing game was better than we've seen ever.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know that I've seen a Bobcat quarterback play that way before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Justin Lamson has already cemented himself as the best Bobcat quarterback of all time in my book. I mean, that's what you get when you win a national championship. You're just on another level.
Yeah.
We love Tommy to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
But Lamson came and got us one. And there's just something to say about that. And the way he played in that first half was awfully special. And honestly, the defense also, I mean, that's a tough offense.
Yeah.
Illinois State run out there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of really good players. And I don't know how, but like, none of those guys were really talked about that much, minus, I don't even know how to say his last name. Sobkowitz.
Yeah.
Minus him, you didn't hear a whole lot about the rest of those guys. But, which is a bit, they probably should have been talking more about the rest of those guys, but it just, what they did to them in the first half, it felt like we were headed towards a stress-free win. It just
really did. Yeah. I was definitely there.
And I mean, but that drive at the end of the first half was, there was 53 seconds left on the clock, Bennett, and we were way deep.
Yeah.
And boom, boom, boom. I mean, just the precision that Lamson throws with. I mean, it is so on the money
Yeah.
every time. I mean, almost every ball he throws is completely catchable without any date. I mean, even if it glances off the receiver's hands, it is thrown in a way that it cannot be intercepted. It is. I can't say enough about him, man. He has really grown.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure he's been this good all along, but he seems to get better when things matter more too.
Yeah. And you don't even know if he's gotten better, if he's just coming into his own. You know, if like the confidence is building and just being with a coaching staff that truly believes in him and is willing to push all their chips in the middle, and they're saying we're going to bet on Lamson. That's what it feels like this coaching staff has done. And you also see the way that he responds to it. And I think that's a big part of it, is the way his mentality and his personality and the way he isn't there to claim any of the glory. He's talking about his guys. He's talking about the things that he could do better all the time. And you can just tell that he feels very valued, and he's also not taking the situation for granted at all. Like, he feels lucky to be here, and he wants to work to be better every single second. And it is, like, the greatest leadership mentality you could probably have.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I mean, and then he's surrounded by a bunch of guys that nobody else was ever going to look at. I mean, what Dane Steele has transformed into is, I mean, that is Mr. Can't Be Denied right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, give me a break on that one. That was maybe the greatest individual effort I've seen all season.
Yeah, it was insane just to make that play in a national championship game. It doesn't make any sense. It looks like when he caught that ball, it's like, okay, we're going to get a first down here, take a timeout, might do something else going down the field, see what happens. And then all of a sudden he's like, whoop, missed the first guy. Okay, another one. I'm just going to jump all the way over him.
Yeah.
And then still find a way to land without putting a knee down and get into the end zone. Like,
Yeah, he
craziness.
definitely channeled inner Juice Davis on that one.
Yeah, he definitely owes a little royalty check to Julius Davis, for sure.
Yeah. But, yeah, you go into halftime feeling pretty darn good about things, and Illinois, get credit to them. They came out, they made some adjustments, they made it really, really hard on Lamson in that second half. I mean, he had dudes in his face all the time, just blitz after blitz after blitz.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, man. Like, when things get tough, all of a sudden he gives the ball to Taco, and he weaves through the defense for another touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, that was in itself an absolutely spectacular play. I mean, he made, I don't know how many guys look silly out there.
And he just found a route. Like, where no route seemed to exist, he found a way to get through there and into the end zone. It was craziness.
And, maybe it's unfair to say, but a lot of these teams we've seen over the years, when the push came to shove and it was time to put up or shut up, it just fell a little short. And this team just does. I just don't see it in them. I mean, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, they had every reason to roll over and just play dead, and they wouldn't let it happen all the way to the bitter end.
Yeah. Just absolute craziness. And the way things went in the fourth quarter, and all of the momentum in the game is going against you. And just like you said before, special teams finds a way to get us the ball back and to stop it. And I see a lot of people that are loving to play armchair coach and saying, like, why did they go for that kick? And it's like, that's one of those decisions where if they make that kick, nobody's talking about that.
No.
Nobody's saying it was a stupid decision. They're just going to say, oh, yeah, made the right choice. And then if it goes the other way, if they go for it on fourth down against a very good defensive line for the Cats and they get stuffed, that's even worse. Well, not necessarily, because it got blocked and we got a lot more yardage on the way back, but we didn't end up scoring on that drive.
No, it was, I mean, the outcome, or the outcome that happened was became irrelevant to a certain extent. But I don't care what anybody says. You kick the field goal.
Yeah, you're right there.
You win the game.
Yeah.
Win the game. It wasn't a long field goal. I don't get it. The 4th and 1, the Sean Howe had been scheming up some pretty good stuff on him there. That short yardage run game they'd it seemed to kind of they'd had it under control.
Yeah. They were stuffing a lot of plays. Not all of them.
Yeah.
Like, they were still busting out for 5-6 yards occasionally, but they were stuffing them a lot.
I mean, to me, you try to kick the field goal.
Yeah.
And 99.9% of the time, it just goes right through and everything's fine.
If you have money miles, you kick that field goal, and you don't even think about it for like more than a second.
Yeah.
You just kick that field goal.
Exactly. You finish the game, walk it off, and I mean the armchair quarterback or coaching thing. It is annoying. It's a lot of things you see. Penalties. This. Should have done that. We should have run the ball more. And it's like, who cares?
We won.
We won the game.
We won the game. Yeah, of course you would like to see some things change, but you're also not the person making those decisions. You don't have to deal with the pressure of those decisions. And then you look at the first half of this game where we didn't run the ball a whole lot, and our offense murdered. They did great in the first half. How are you supposed to know that's just going to fall off a cliff in the second half, and then you just change your entire game plan?
I don't know, man. I get so sick and tired of listening to it. It's just like, can you guys just sit back and enjoy the fact that we're national champions for just a little bit?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Just
Who cares
enjoy
how
it.
it got done?
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter because it is done.
I can tell you there was one thing that I actually am still a little bit miffed about in this game, and it was the correct call, and it is a rule of the NCAA, but I would love to see this rule changed, because the fact that nothing happened because of that disgusting face mask after the blocked extra point makes absolutely no sense to me. I was like, so in a situation where you have an extra point and it gets blocked and they're running it back, the defense can literally do anything to you to get you down, and it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as rules, apparently, in that situation. They're just allowed to rip your head off, kick you around, and all of a sudden you're going to be still on the same yard line. You just throw out the penalty.
I mean, I don't know the exact rules on what happens when you block. If you can, I don't know if you can score off of that.
You can get 2 points if you run it all the way back.
In college, can?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
So even say you couldn't, because I know in like high school, it's just a dead ball.
Yeah, but they didn't blow it dead. They kept it alive.
They didn't, and yeah, I mean, that was an unnecessary roughness, and they threw the flag on it. Is the crazy thing, and then nothing happens.
Yeah, by rule, it just gets thrown out. This is the NCAA's problem. This is not a situation where I'm blaming the refs.
No.
But that is a ridiculous rule that in that situation, the defense is allowed to do anything with no repercussions.
Yeah, I don't know, man. When you watch that in real time and the way he ripped Petrie around like that, I mean, that's an actual. I mean, you got to protect the kid's health. I mean, if targeting gets you kicked out of the game, grabbing somebody and ripping them around like that by their face mask is not much different. I mean, and that wasn't just an accidental little tug or I overreached and got my finger stuck in the face mask. That was a grab the whole face mask and rip that poor bugger around him kind of penalty. And nothing happens. Yeah. We should have.
It's ridiculous. I'm starting a petition for that. That's my petition. And also, in that situation, shout out to Petrie, because you kept your cool in a situation where I don't think a lot of people would. You know, after
That's very
somebody does something disrespectful like that and like could get you hurt and you just kind of hop up and you're like, go to the next play, that is a type of composure that I don't think I would have in that moment. I don't think I would just be standing up and walking away and moving on to the next thing.
that is another. You just said the composure thing.
Mm-hmm.
Taco Dowler having the composure to not excessively celebrate on that touchdown, and
Mm-hmm.
that I think is a bigger deal than people actually make, because say, and rightfully deserved celebration.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that would have been a rightfully deserved excessive celebration, but you back your kicker up.
Yeah.
And make it that much harder to get that extra point. Like, for him to be able to just be cool, calm, and collected, the whole team really held themselves together. There was no sideline infractions or anything like that.
Yeah.
They just go about their business and let Money Miles kick his extra point from where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
That, to me, is awfully impressive composure by the whole team.
Yeah, it is. I think also most of the team might have been in shock. Like, I'm not saying that you're wrong, and I'm saying that they had a ton of composure, but also I think they also might have just been standing around kind of like us and just yelling and not really sure how to react because they didn't expect it to happen. Like,
that's fair.
Because you can't
That's
expect
fair.
that to happen. Like, that's not an expectation for you. Unless you're Taco Dollar, because he just seemed to know that it was going to come to him and he was going to make that catch. And Justin Lamson just seemed to know that he could have that ball for 0.5 seconds, chuck it in the perfect spot, and then put it on his numbers. It's like,
Yeah.
if I had that kind of ability, I would be the worst human being. I would be so cocky. No one would ever want to be around me.
I mean, this is the kind of game where you start to see just how little these all-conference awards really even mean. Because the efforts that we saw from a lot of these guys in this game,
yeah,
they were not first-team all-conference, and they should be.
Nope.
Taco Dowler.
Mm-hmm. A lot of guys.
That should be a unanimous all Big Sky, whatever, all everything player right there, and he showed it on the biggest game of his career on national television in front of everybody, just what he's capable of.
Yeah. And he showed it in the semifinals. A lot of the Bobcats that were pretty underrated come the end of the season had massive playoff runs.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Yeah. I think, not to get off the subject of football, but it sounds to me like Nashville is the place to do this.
Yeah.
From now. I have yet to hear from anybody that it wasn't 100% a fantastic experience.
Mm-hmm.
This, I guess the stadium was amazing.
Yeah.
The game day atmosphere in that place was awesome. Just Nashville in general treated everybody really well, and it was a ton of fun. Most people say, I hope it never goes back to Frisco.
Yeah. And I would have to agree personally. Nothing against the people of Frisco, but you're not Nashville. That's just really about it. I know that the people of Frisco are going to be all up in the comments of this podcast now because they really care about losing the FCS National Championship, but the stadium was awesome. The atmosphere and all the videos seeing of fans enjoying the week and the weekend leading up to the game looked awesome. It's just when you look at the majority of FCS fandom, it falls in the Big Sky and the Missouri Valley, and it's the Midwest and states like Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, all around that area, where it's mostly rural people. And they all want to go to Nashville. There's not much in Frisco, but Nashville is like a mecca for the people of the Midwest and the people of Montana. So they're going to show up to Nashville and they're going to have a great time. Everything is set up for those people to have a great time. Like, it just makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it just, like you said, every video, everything we saw, it just looked like a fantastic time. And Frisco, when I went last year, it kind of put a damper on it because of the travel issues and the terrible wind and everything. But, you know, what they were saying about Nashville is that everything is close.
Yeah.
Everything is right there. You don't have to drive anywhere. You know, all the bars are right next to you. The hotels are right there. The stadium's not too far away at all.
Mm-hmm.
It just sounded like it's the place to be. And honestly, I think if you want a well-attended FCS national championship game like record setters,
Yeah.
that's the place you got to be to do it. Because, I mean, Illinois State, now they had a really good crowd from what I heard. I guess they were really loud.
Oh, yeah.
But there wasn't that many of them there.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to, you know, what I heard was like maximum 5,000 fans.
Yeah.
For Illinois State, which means, you know, a tick over 19,000 for Montana State. Now imagine if you had, you know, the Bobcats and the Bison, or the Bobcats and the Jackrabbits, the Bobcats and the Grizzlies in the national championship. One of those teams that, you know, those two teams travel really well.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're looking at a legitimate sellout.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably sell the darn thing out.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, that's the goal. Bring as many eyes as you can to FCS and you know, make this brand a little bit better, because what we saw in this game, there's a lot of big-time accounts on social media and big-time people talking about the FCS in a way they've never talked about it or thought about it, period.
Yeah. It's the audience is already getting bigger. And last night's championship game, I think, did massive things for the audience of the FCS. Just today, I was listening to Pardon My Take, and they did a solid 2 minutes on the FCS National Championship. They talked about our guy's Taco Dollar. They talked about the story behind Taco's name. They talked about all of the craziness that happened within the game, and that is the biggest sports podcast in the world. The FCS is coming up, and they are getting bigger and bigger every year, and people are recognizing that it is a legitimate product.
Oh yeah, I mean, and you know, for this game to capture people the way it did, I mean, that, and you know, when you actually sit back and look at it, this was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
And how could you not be entertained by that? I mean, I saw one deal that said it was, you know, the FCS National Championship was better than any Monday Night Football game by a mile.
Yeah.
Oh, and
exactly.
That's 100% true.
Check.
So, you know, I don't know. I think that Nashville is going to change this thing. And I heard through the grapevine that Frisco will not be outbid for the national championship. That's their goal, is to never, or to get it back and never lose it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, my father-in-law was telling me a story that they get down there and some guy comes up to him and says, is there anybody left in the state of Montana? That's how many people were running around Nashville during this whole thing. And it's like, I have a feeling they're going to want that kind of, you know, tourism or whatever you want to call it in Nashville for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm. Those dollars make a dent. I can guarantee that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Just what a way to win it is all I can say about this game. Just what a way to win it. You saw the true heart of a football team. And I mean, kudos to Coach Vegan, because how many people outside of him and in that locker room thought that they were going to win it all this year after the departure of so many key players last year, and you know, getting hit by the portal pretty hard, and then all of a sudden now we're sitting here, you know, kind of in awe of what honestly is maybe one of the more spectacular coaching jobs of the year.
Mm-hmm. He just handled it, and it was a culmination of so many years of what he's been building here. It wasn't even necessarily like he changed this much this season. He didn't change at all, in fact. That's one of the things that makes Vegan one of the best, is that he's consistent. And it's a consistent message, and he builds people up over time and creates a program like we have at Montana State now where we're national champions. And we feel like we could consistently compete to be national champions on a year-to-year basis from here on out.
I mean, it really is hard to not think about what we can do next year with the guys on this roster.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to lick our wounds off the portal just like every team does. But barring any like major turnover, I mean, because that's what we saw last year, right? We saw a ton of key contributors leave via graduation portal. Like the majority of our coaching staff leaves. And it's like, boy, if we can hold on to just a little bit more, we're not graduating out a ton. I mean, ton of great players, but you know, in grand scheme of things, it's not that many.
Yeah.
It's you know, kind of with what Vegan, the players that he picks up in the portal, he's, you know, obviously very specific about who he brings in. But gosh dang, have you seen a bigger contribution from a transfer like Lamson?
No.
And honestly, Bryant Meredith, you know, he shot to the top of that list too. I mean, he was instrumental. So it's hard to not look, you know, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, but gosh dang, you look at the Big Sky Conference and it sucks next year.
It's not looking great, and programs don't seem to be improving. They seem to be backsliding for the most part, and we don't really want to see that because we need the Big Sky to be strong in general. And we still might have the top half strength that we need, just because if we look at the way that teams in the Big Sky ended their season, UC Davis made a decent run. Montana was in the semifinal. I mean, we had an opportunity for a lot of Big Sky teams to do big things, but outside of those three programs, there's nothing.
Well, I mean, you look at like UC Davis losing Caden Pinnock. I mean, how far does that set you back?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a brutal one. You look at Montana, they have to reload an entire roster with transfers.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yep.
I mean, Sac State isn't even in the conference anymore. Northern Arizona seems to be all right, but I mean, you look at the rest of the Big Sky Conference, and anybody who is any good is out of those teams. They're out of them. And so it's hard to sit here and look at what they just accomplished on the heels of the major turnover they had and say, well, shoot, why can't we make a run next year all the way? I mean, you don't want to get spoiled and look too far ahead, but gosh dang, it's hard to not see, you know, it's hard to not see it.
And it's not just us that are making these kind of assumptions, though, in this situation. I listened to Brett Vegan's entire press conference after the national championship game, and the press conference isn't even over yet, and he was already thinking about next year. And he was talking about how he won one championship, but that wasn't the goal. The goal was not to win just one championship. It was to keep it up and to create sustained success. And so it's like when you got that guy at your helm, he's not going to let this program backslide. We just saw it this year. We thought that there was going to be at least a little bit of a backslide after the year that we had undefeated, losing to NDSU in the national championship. We thought that there was going to be a little step back at least, and he took a rebuilding roster and showed us all that it is a national championship roster. Showed us all that we are wrong. He looked at those guys and said, these guys can get it done, and I can find the next group of guys that can get it done.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of look at the guys that remain on the team, even, you know, you look past like the guys who graduated after Monday or done with football after Monday. There's a whole slew of dudes behind them. I mean, our O-line looks absolutely nasty next year. I mean, we already lost several DBs to the portal, but there's a couple guys behind them that are scary good. I mean, we saw an insane play from one of the guys who's going to take one of those spots, I'm sure. Yeah. That Boyd on that punt at the very end of the game, he raced down there and tackled him way deep.
Yep.
I mean, that's a massive play from a player that probably a lot of people don't even know about.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to get his shot. And that Tim Thomas is supposed to be an absolute stud. And I mean, there's just so many guys waiting in the wings that, a little bit of turnover in the secondary,
Yeah.
it doesn't really spook me all that bad. I mean,
Not
I hope to God we can hold on to the Justin Lamson, Taco Dowlers of the world. I can't even imagine what they're getting offered. I don't want to imagine it because that means thinking about them leaving us.
I don't want to think about it. Don't do it. Don't make me think about it.
But gosh dang, man, if you run out Justin Lamson with this offense and Taco Dowler and Adam Jones, and I mean, it is hard to see a world where they aren't right back in the title picture again.
No, it is really hard to see, and not all the chips have fallen from the transfer portal, but also we don't know what we might pick up in the transfer portal. We just had a massive advertisement for the Montana State University Bobcats on ESPN in prime time.
Yeah.
You think that's not going to bring a few people in? Or even these ones that see our DBs going and getting deals at Power 5 schools. You think there's not going to be a bunch of high school kids that go, hey, well, I might want to look at going and play at Montana State.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not getting recruited by these guys this year, I might be able to show what I can actually do there and move on. And that's not the worst thing in the world. We're always going to have our core of the guys from Montana and our core of people that are going to stay with the program. But if we can pick up some really talented dudes, they come in for a year or two, make solid contributions, and then find a better spot, like, I'm not going to be mad at those guys either.
I mean, if they're going to deliver, by all means.
Yeah.
If we're going to, I mean, the crazy thing is we're the only school that can go back-to-back this next year.
Yeah, we are.
I mean, how many guys can truly say that? Like, we have a legitimate shot to go back-to-back. Like, that doesn't happen every day.
Mm-hmm. Why not us? Why not us?
Yeah. I don't know. It's what a time to be alive, man. That's all I got to say.
It's exciting, and there were so many things about this game and this season as a whole. Just the way that this team operated, and they dealt with some adversity through losses, through social media, through talking on everywhere in the state of Montana. No team has been the favorite and also the most doubted team in the country the way the Bobcats were, and they rose above it. And God, I might get a nosebleed, man, because it's high up right now. We're high up there.
Yeah.
Up on the tippy top. The tippy top.
I mean, I don't know success like this, Ben. I am not a fan of winning teams. That is,
I don't know how to handle it.
I don't know what to do with myself. I get to sit back and rub this in Grizz fans' face for, I mean, the way their program's going, a whole lot of years. A whole lot of years.
We'll see.
Yeah. What a time.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be a Bobcat.
Yeah.
What a day.
Yeah.
Overtime win. National championship. The dudes get it done.
The dudes get it done.
The dudes get it done. God.
Boys go to Nashville.
And they play some sweet, sweet music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just take it all in.
Take it on. Just basking in it here for a second. Just letting it soak right in.
Yeah.
The smug look on my face is fully earned.
Yeah. 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 We earned the right to be cocky for a while. That's not something we have been able to say for 41 years. So
I get at least 7 days of it. Then I might give it up.
I don't know. If it took me a whole year to get over the loss last year, it's going to take me a whole year to get over the win this year.
Mm-hmm. We got to roll around. We got another season. Next game up. Okay. 1-0 mentality starts today.
Yep. 51 weeks.
51 weeks till the next natty. Is there anything else you want to tell the people before we let them go?
Well, we got to have something for the next episode, Ben, so we might as well leave them on a cliffhanger here.
We got to save it. Oh, one last thing. Almost forgot about it. Shout out Eric Kletke for officially winning the Cats Pod Bracket Challenge. It's all said and done. All but 4 people in our bracket challenge picked Montana State to win. All the chosen winners were revealed. We had 3 people pick NDSU and 1 lone Keegan Whithelm picking the Grizz.
Did we need to rub it in anyone's face specifically on who was at the bottom?
No, our boy Brinkley made his way out of the bottom, ended about in the middle of the pack. You know, I told him I believed in him, and he through grit and determination, he pulled his way out of that bottom spot, and he ended in a respectable 7th or 8th. You know,
I like it.
No,
I like it. That bracket challenge is pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it will definitely make it bigger next year. We'll figure out something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for listening all season long. This has been a season to remember. I know Eric and I have enjoyed every single second of making this podcast, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to it. We will be hitting you with some off-season episodes, but we also like to take a few weeks off during the off season and usually just play video games together. So, thanks everybody for listening. We really appreciate it, and we hope that you guys will be joining us throughout this off season and going into hopefully another national championship year.
Adios.